Hey guys, what's up? It's me again. Notice the silly music playing in the background. Last time we did a summonation examination. We're in the circus now. No, we're not. We actually got Mrs. Garadeb to admit that she threw stuff out the window, and we wanted it to get her on the stand, but Van Zieks was like, "No, brother, not today." And now the judge has ordered the witnesses to testify yet again. So, without further ado, let's testify again. I'm gonna press the button right now. State forth before the court any detail pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events. Yes, sir. No, buddy. Are you gonna do the talking? Because I could do your voice better than Patricia's. Constable Beate's report. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garadeb's house are on top hinged casement. What the hell does that even mean?
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go fetch the help, but my trusty Roly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I didn't take my eyes off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on the front, sir. Alright, well that was short and sweet at least. Well, this is quite startling. Top hinge casement windows. Explanation on what that is. That detail was not in the police report, Constable. Yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy. Ahem. You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable. No, sir. Sorry, but what exactly is a top hinge casement window? Asking the real questions over here. And you cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend. Of course, sorry. Alright, here we go, Suzuto. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Alright, what is it? Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's room. Alright, I'll try. You mean the one that's bricked up? So, the windows open in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But as it's a top hinge casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see? Do we have that just like video, or what is that? I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being open beyond a certain amount. It prevents it opening? Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or a knife were to have been thrown through the open window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below. No. No. Not again. You see, the problem then... Good. Your education in windows is complete. Is that all the windows that you have? There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is unless the window pane had been shattered, something we've discounted already. That can't be!
Did you see that, Roly? The young Japanese man just collapsed in agony.
You don't need to mention that. Oh yes, my darling. I saw how he crumbled before me. Okay, buddy. You're a guy. Keep it to yourself, alright? I'll destroy you in a bit.
Oh, Roly, you're so strong.
And I'm dead. How is this happening? You know, good question. I don't know. I haven't even started the cross-examination. That's what I was thinking of last time. Cross-examination. How the fuck do I forget that? And already my argument's been destroyed. Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination. Alright? Pick yourself up, buddy. We're not done yet. Not until the fat lady sings. Or in this case, until Van Zieks puts on his cape. My lord. Oh, good. Another desperate situation. Alright. Press everything. This case has nothing to do, blah, blah, blah.
Hold it!
Hold it. How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all policemen of sworn duty. He showed us that before, didn't he? Did he? I can't say I remember. He did. We still haven't gotten it into evidence, though. To patrol the streets of London down and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what's the job is all about. And that is why I can't stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes, admittedly. Saw. Okay.
Oh, Roly, you're so manly.
Of course I am, my darling, Patricia. Don't do it. Oh, no.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Roly. Oh, but I said I wasn't going to do it. No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett? Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir. You should have not done that in front of me. I'm not doing that. Oh, not doing that. I said I wasn't gonna do it last time. Not doing it now. Yes, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then. Absolutely, sir. I will not answer it to the fullest of my ability, sir. Or I will answer it. I will not answer it. I mean, you basically won't answer it to your full abilities. That's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. Can't be related to this case. I'm losing my damn mind trying to voice people. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing. Why did the music stop? What's happening? Yes, but what is it? I'd very much like you all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here. Yeah, literally, it was yesterday for me. So, to the end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your pursuit. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears. Thank you. I'll try. Oh, we finally get it? Yes, we got it. Okay, I've been wanting to check that for a while. That's what I've been wanting to get for a while. Okay, hang on a second. Before I do that, I wanna see this newfangled thing. Okay, principles of policing. There's two of these. Item number 1. A policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. Okay. Item number 2. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. And I'm sorry if you heard that. Traffic outside. Oh, wrong. I was pressing the A button to go right. Anyway, Metropolitan Police Regulations. Item number 1. Any crime falls under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. Item number 2. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Alright, sounds right. Sounds simple. Although this could be useful later. Okay, so we'll just press on everything as we did before. By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct? Yes, sir. They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see. So they're restricted as to how much they open. And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Oh wow, he's actually doing it. Oh, thank you. Here is the location where objects would have fallen. Yes, directly opposite the scene of the crime on the other side of the rather wide road. Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top hinge casement thing before? Yeah, it would have. Then we wouldn't have a game. Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrard's house is furnished with? Well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday. Madam?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, Mrs. Beate? Yeah, what are you giggling about?
Sorry?
You look, well, delighted. Is there something is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky.
Lucky? What do you mean?
Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky. It didn't happen on Roly's Beate.
It was so close, you see. What do you mean by that? Oh, I hadn't realized.
Oh yes, the Street Bear Road. That's the boundary between Roly's Beate and the next one. Isn't that right, my love?
Roly? Sir, wake up. Oh. Constable Beate. Hello? Oh. Jeez, are you okay?
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garrard's household yesterday. The house is on my beat, you see, sir. That really was cutting it close then. Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. Oh, she's getting out her book. If the Garrard's household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well? Outside Mr. Garrard's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on the side of the road is part of my beat. I see. I was unaware of that, so both of them are on your beat.
Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby, after all.
Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Roly for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it. I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately. Alright, cool. Oh, okay. The pavement where the victim was found lies just outside Constable's beat. Oh, it lies outside his beat. Really? I feel like I read that wrong. I think I got confused last time too, where like it's supposed to be outside of his beat, but they said it's within his beat, and I got confused. I don't know. You guys just tell me. The middle, which runs down the middle of the road. Oh, the middle of the road. Oh. Okay, so if it was in the middle of the road. Okay, gosh, okay, that makes more sense now.
And now it's my turn, I think.
Obviously, if I had been thrown, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. Whoa, I went too far. So that updated. I know we have to present this somewhere or another. Reporting officer stabbed in the wound. Oh, the officer, it just lies outside Constable Beate and bordered in the middle of the Briar Road. Okay. Alright, well, hold it again. Run this by the book. But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
Oh, but Roly and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry, lucky star?
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness.
You are very Can't it guide you to to answer the question? If a flaming bolt had cut across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star.
And if I'd seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. Let Roly be an inspector. I would have said 3 times at least.
Of course, with the smog and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars. Did you say smog? In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you? Yes, sir. That is correct, sir. As sure as the night sky in London is starless, sir. It certainly seems like they're telling the truth. Certainly seems.
And then we saw the poor woman fall on the ground, so we ran straight over to help her.
Alright. I did leave the scene to fetch, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're gonna hold it. Yes, she said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer. Is that right?
That's right, yes. If I had been on Roly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Oh my gosh. Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expecting to know the location of every police box on every beat.
So Roly told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. Okay, I mean, that's not good though. You'll get lost. I'm not doing that. Alright, I didn't. No, please, thank you. That's what I said. Didn't I say that in the last episode?
So, I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But, like I said, my Roly was on the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed.
I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sir. Alright. Okay, this is the last thing. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for a moment, so nothing strange. So we'll just hold this, and then we'll see if we can present anything. Nothing to report. That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time, never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear to that on the yard's honor, sir. Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me, sir. I'll just add that. This burnt copy of the Lion's Pride was originally in the Garrett's household. So, the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? That rhymed. Roly? Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happened to be burned as well? I mean, I don't think so. No. Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, that she had a bag over her shoulder. Roly, are you not telling me something? Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how the knife ended up in her back and how the book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. Oh my gosh.
Can I ask you something, please, Mr. Lawyer?
Are you gonna try and punch me with him? Yes, of course. What is it?
You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell.
What? I wasn't really, what's she doing?
Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable.
How old are you? I'm curious. Do we have her age? She's 21. She's younger than me. Yeah, you acted. And he's 1 year older than me. Got you. Alright, anyway.
Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable.
I think I said that already. Yeah, there you go.
You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman on my word I am.
Could you stop using your husband as a shield, please? I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you. Yeah.
No excuses. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, stop!
My voice will be heard.
My lord,
You'll let me speak, won't you?
I mean, we've let you speak. Yes, Mrs. Mrs. Beate, I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. That was a very loud mutter.
I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he?
Oh, stop it. Okay.
Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with some.
I might not let you get away. I think they forgot the not. This is poorly translated. I'm sorry.
With something like that, but my Roly won't.
Oh, no. Never mind. I just didn't I'm tired of you using him. Duly noted, Mrs. Beate. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. All right, what are you going to say? What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder? Something that probably destroys her whole testimony.
I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though.
Is that the new thing? Oh, okay, that's before. Okay, that's new. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes, though. Yeah, didn't you say you were lost for like 15 minutes?
Hold it!
Mrs. Beate, nobody is questioning what you've told us.
I saw it. I did. That evening, I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man with the whiskers and a funny curved back, slinking away from the scene.
Huh.
And I know what I didn't see as well.
What do you mean you know you didn't see?
I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear, yes. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I had arranged.
Me up to get what's up, buddy?
Excuse me.
Are you okay? Constable Beate, is there a problem? Other than you falling asleep? Sir, no problem, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, yeah, sir, yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening, is all. What do you mean, same thing happened that evening? You mean Mrs. Beate lost her way on the night of the incident? Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over for mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone for a good 15.
Oh, Roly, you're such a tease. But that's the reason I was so long. The reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly.
The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Roly's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and happiness? I don't know. He found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Yes. How romantic.
I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling?
Oh yes. But that was just between us. Not talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise.
Really? Oh.
No. Hang on a second. What was all that about? No. We need... Constable Beate looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. No, I wasn't expecting you. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beate about that bouquet. Mrs. Beate, this bouquet you mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it in your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
Alright. Van Zeeks is like, why are we going on Van Zeeks? Do you know something? Buddy, you know something, don't you? What happened was I dropped my bouquet and I ended up losing my way for a while. Okay. Hold it! More info. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked. I dropped the bouquet Roly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I picked it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beate, the victim is not deceased.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Oh my gosh, can you be quiet? Holy crap. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Your husband, presumably.
That's right. Silly me, I'd gone over the wrong side of the street. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how it got there. I really can't.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of the Brer Road to the opposite. Curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Roly brought me with the change from the gutter he spent so long collecting.
I swear to God, I did that. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the goddamn traffic outside my window. I hear the honking in my head. Oh my gosh. By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this? Sorry, solitary rose?
Oh, yes, that's it. That's a bouquet Roly bought me for our anniversary. Little bits of change she found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it a rose. Yeah, it ain't a bouquet. It's one single rose. Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by the flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrideb's household. Huh, funny. In front of the Garrideb's household? Although, it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Could I have it back now, please?
No, I think it's for good measure. This rose should be added to court record as evidence.
Oh!
Aha! Anniversary.
But it's a symbol of our love.
Oh, don't break his neck.
I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Okay. Good grief. Rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget Mrs. Beate. Yeah, you'll be on the receiving end of that. And I didn't take off my eyes of the crime scene. Nothing changed to report on that front. So, okay. So, alright, so now that we have all this, I'm pretty sure if I do I need to, like, present anything? Or do I just click on the last thing? You know what? Let's just click on this again and just see if anything new comes up. Nothing to report. That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time, never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear on this yard's honor, sir. Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir. Strange. Sir, seems altogether regular to me. This burned copy, I think this is the same thing, right? Originally holding together his household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Okay. Aha! Could it have been a different copy? Oh yeah, no, it's the same thing. Okay, we're just gonna go run through this. Not gonna bother. Photographic prints. Well saw, book, blah, 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 blah. Is that so? There's something right, not saying there must be a common thread between them. And she says the same exact thing. Well, Mr. Well, is this different? What do you make of all this? Yes. The whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along. But I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. I think so too. Suzuto is even like, what the hell? The fourth book had no business being at the scene of the crime. Made me sure that Mrs. Garrett was hiding something from us. But it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I'm ready to be armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, it's going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair. Goodness gracious. Alright. So I think we have to go blah 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 blah. I didn't take my eyes off the crime scene for a moment, so nothing strange to report. So do we just present this? Actually, I kind of want to explore the bouquet. Can I explore it? Is there anything on here that's like interesting, other than it's a rose? An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower. Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before. Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo? Nah, I'm allergic. I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least. Gosh, 3? Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom. Oh, they're all blossoms. Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that are fruit trees based, for example. Is cherry blossom a fruit tree? I mean, I know... Oh, well, I mean, it is cherry, you know, dumbass. Huh. So, I didn't take my eyes off the crime. What happened was I dropped my bouquet at the end of the room. So, do I present the flower, though, right? I'm gonna go on my limb and say it's the flower. Objection! There you go, see. Got it. You claim, Constable Beate, there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be. Stop falling asleep. Wake up.
What do you mean to say?
In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beate, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with a policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Don't object me. Yes, on the opposite side of Brer Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of the meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager?
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beate not testify to the fact? Oh, now you're checking in your reasoning, bro.
No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beate swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Roly didn't mention it, I'm sure.
No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. Ha! What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beate's bouquet, there's Mr. Garredeb's book. Mr. Garredeb's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road, in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beate's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garredeb's house. There's no logical explanation for these things, unless somebody deliberately moved them.
What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Roly's done something wrong.
Don't you listen to a word that scrutty lawyer says. twittering on about books and bouquets. What should we care? It's nitpicking. That's what it is. That's what it is all about, madame. Oh, good. Mrs. Garridup's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garridup. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it for a very subtle and compelling
Objection!
reason. Tampering? You've barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend. Who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Aha! You know, just a little terminology here. Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Mr. Sleepyhead over here. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? The only person that's on that route.
Take that!
Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Roly Beate, it was you! What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense! Why would my Roly do something like that?
There's no one straighter than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Mrs. Beate, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it.
You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about the Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection!
If that was true, Constable Beate would have seen him do it.
Oh!
And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beate, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Ah! Well...
Objection!
Why are we objecting to each other? First, you make an accusation about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason why anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something.
That's right. He's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would he have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beate had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to the entire affair. Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery? It all goes back to the thing that he gave me. Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out your reputation as a lawyer is irrevocable damage. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering. Yes, my lord. Constable Beate's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the bouquet fell, where the victim fell, where the book fell. Where the victim fell, right? Or where the book fell. Right? I don't know. Where the book fell. I think it's where the book fell. Not where the victim fell, where the book fell, because... Oh shit, actually I don't know. It's definitely not the bouquet, that's for sure. The book has something to do with it. Oh god, I get so turned around. Well, no, where the victim fell. It has to be where the victim fell, because if the victim fell on his route, he would have to help him. And if we're gonna go by this thing over here, where it says item number 1, a policeman patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around every beat. No, not this one. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. And then if it fell under his beat, then he would have to like. So okay, we have 5 penalties. Let's try where the victim fell. Is this it? Oh, it might be right. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What?
Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Bear Road, we saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But, in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all.
What? What?
I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel. Slam that. If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nippones friend. Where are you proposing the crime actually took place that evening? Obviously, where it should have taken place in the first place.
Take that!
But that's on the opposite side of the road.
I don't understand.
Oh, you'll understand soon enough. On the evening question, Mr. Garrett's book fell directly upon from the open window above. And your bouquet, Mrs. Beate, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself. Good gracious.
Objection!
Don't object. I know I'm right. Perhaps you have been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the movement the attack took place.
That's right. I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid. That was actually on the west side of the Brer Road.
No, that's not true. It can't have been.
I mean, you're bad with directions. Constable Beate then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. What is this, surgery? He moved all the things shown in the print, and the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Brer Road. Extraordinary. But the constable overlooked one thing.
What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Frantic said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Brer Road. Oh no, Patricia, don't cry. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Roly Beate. Buddy? Wakey wakey. Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Wow. Did I miss anything important? Everything.
Oh, Rolly. It isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said, it's all lies, isn't it?
I know
it is because you're the most upstanding righteous man I know.
Can't lie under oath, bro. I had a dream a dream, a terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything. Come out. Everything exposed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you're in the shitters now, bro. Only it seems it wasn't a dream at all.
Good golly!
Holy shit, it's happening. It's happened! What the hell?
Order, order, order! What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Roly, why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one too. She's just forgetful. It's okay, I'll let it slide.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town.
I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation. For everything. I have a possible explanation.
Do you?
Do I? For why on that particular evening? Oh, I know why too. Constable Beate felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. And yet, Lord Van Zieks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far.
Even he's like, shit, he's got me.
I believe it would be beneficial for the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel, for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord. Alright, cool. Now that I saved and came back, I'm gonna press the button now.
Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence.
At once, my lord. I think I know. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feeling behind the man's action.
What gives away the motive for Constable Beate's unthinkable actions?
Do I just present the anniversary bouquet or the warrant card? I think we're gonna go with the bouquet first, and then we will see it.
Take that!
Did I get it right or did I fuck up? Okay, no, I think I got it right. I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. The beat is the most demanding world in the world, for example.
Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly.
But for Constable Beate, the day in question was special.
Special? How?
On an account of this bouquet, my lord.
Oh, yes. It was our very first wedding anniversary.
Constable Beate had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal. When he and Mrs. Beate stumbled upon a crime along Brer Road. When he saw the shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through that man's mind? But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beate put up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. This is the warrant card that Constable Beate offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Aha! Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said. It's all right. So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh! Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on the Constable's beat, on Constable Beat's beat. Ha! Get it?
Good gracious. Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done?
It was the very first time I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. As we ran over the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight, of all nights? Why? Poor guy just wanted to spend time with his family, wife. It's a copper's job to go at the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak. It just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So I have to go to police box and cover it. Turn right along Mearcham Street, and then it was history. Poor guy just wanted to spend time with his wife, bro. Ah, the duty of an officer. Man, respect to policemen out there too. Oh, don't cry. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Constable.
I just wanted, just that one night, to take my Patricia out for dinner.
Oh, really?
Just that one night. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction, just across the street to the east pavement of Brer Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care. You see, I thought, well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, my Roly would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement.
Ah, I see your meaning now.
But God got me back from my sins, didn't he? That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat.
Oh no! No, Roly, that was my fault. I should never have dropped in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Roly.
And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from the one side of the road to the other in total? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir. Definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Nutsumi in the 4th.
being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett's household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand when all the other books were scattered haphazardly around, I mean? Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. What? How you found it? What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. The fourth book information has been updated. The book entitled Lion's Pride that was in the victim's hand when Mrs. Beate first ran over to see what had happened. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only the two people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it had to be the fellow who ran off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is for me now. I've had it. My lord.
Yes, Lord Van Zeeks?
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses.
Did I do it? Is it over? Am I done?
Constable, you may withdraw. Yes, sir.
Mr. Prosecutor, sir, what will become of my Roly? What will happen to him?
He's gonna die.
Nah. Although he's the Reaper, though. For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault.
No, it wasn't. It was his.
It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home.
Late, I think she said. Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired.
All right then, my love.
One last thing, Constable. Sir? Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you. Yes, sir. Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime. Never again, sir. You mean to say? Leave now. This trial is not yet over. Sir!
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say.
Can I just end this now? I'm at an hour.
Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of the crime like that?
I did. Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsumi, is the only person who could possibly have committed this crime. You're still going by that, aren't you?
Objection!
No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back. Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already.
Lord Van Zeeks, is this true?
I think so. Very well. Name the person if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing. Bro, come on! Aha! You will name this other person who could have perpetrated the crime. I mean... Do we have her here? Joanne? Fucking Joanne. I guess we're gonna do it. Why not?
Take that!
The defense will once again like to request a cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again?
My assistant made the same request earlier, but you denied it because you're scum. No, I'm joking. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joanne Gerda. Me? Me? Oh, dearie me.
Objection!
No, wait, you said it. Wait, hang on a second. That request has already been denied.
Objection!
Hang on a second. That was before we knew the situation. But the situation is very different now. Exactly, you tell him. Mrs. Garrett, answer me this. What do you want now, you little toad? At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garrett. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited. And to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Bear Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open top hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just the books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garrett. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before? Oh. Mrs. Garrett? I don't recall it. Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I pick up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there in all that regalia said members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4. Oh! Make no mistake. You jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madame, let the truth come out. But that's just a common old garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know?
What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying? Please, Mrs. Garrett.
She did it. Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. Shall we open this up again? Can we even see if it's Mr. Garrett's thing? How do we tell? How can we tell? I'm checking this again. Oh, I just shoved it back. Evidence. Do I have any evidence? I mean, it's in the picture, and it looks exactly like that. So I'm thinking I have to show the picture. All right, fine. I was just checking that out myself. I just wanted to see.
You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now. Chop chop. Do your worst.
Well, I don't think I could do that.
Well, Mr. Hodo?
If I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Damn. Then take the stand, juror.
Oh!
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman. Wow. Thank you, Lord Van Zieks. Yeah, you saved me a bunch.
I'm going to have to testify.
Juror number 4, as I'm sure you will appreciate having observed it with your own eyes today. Witness, testimony can lead to most extraordinary truths. I skipped that. I don't know what it said. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even be aware of.
Oh, dearie me.
So, I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garrett, and mark my words. If this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Alright, cool. An hour and 8 minutes. I wanted it to get a lot done here. This is such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. Yeah, you are, bro. Yeah, you are. Witness, state your name and occupation. You know what? This is probably going to be a long-ass episode. The next episode is probably going to be short. Okay, I'll strike you a deal. If next time I record and it's short, I'll add this. I'll add it along to this episode. But if not, then I think this might be it, or this could be the finale. We don't know. Next time on the Great Ace Attorney, we're gonna cross-examine her, and I think that should be the end of the case for now. I think. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye.